So this will be the beginning of a new series that I'm about to put on this channel. Referring back to a video I did the previous day about Draymond Green being the most overrated, not the most overrated NBA player of all time. In recent years, we have had Nimrods say that Draymond Green belongs in the Hall of Fame. We have Nimrods such as his coach say that Draymond Green deserves a statue outside of Chase Center. As we all know, if Draymond Green deserves a statue of, let it be a statue for the most ejections, most technical fouls, most flagrant fouls, most fights. That's probably what he's going to be known for more than anything. Not for his so-called defensive tenacity. No, it's not going to be that. But there's so many other deserving players that are not in the Hall of Fame that probably should be in the Hall of Fame if we're going to play this game with Draymond Green being in the Hall of Fame. Now, let me introduce you to one Joe Johnson. And most of us millennials and probably Gen Z and maybe most of our Gen Xers know who Joe Johnson is. Joe Johnson once played primarily for the Atlanta Hawks and Brooklyn Nets, but he started his career with the Boston Celtics, drafted first round 10th overall pick out of Arkansas in 2001. That famed draft who nobody really talks about that draft like that. But he spent 2 years on the Boston Celtics, not really doing much, averaging 6.3 points a game, 2 rebounds and 1 assist. But then he was traded midway through the season to the Phoenix Suns for Randy Brown. That's who he went there with Randy Brown, and I can never pronounce this last name. Milt Pacquiao, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And for a first round pick in exchange for Rodney Rogers, who I think recently just passed away, and Tony Delk. And Joe Johnson would spend his next 3 seasons making a name for himself with that run and gun Phoenix Suns team, helping that Phoenix Suns team in the 04-05 campaign get to 62-20, averaging 14 points a game and improving his shooting percentage. Fortunately, the 05 playoffs he didn't play the rest of it because he got injured in that series against the Mavericks. He did come back and play against the Spurs, but the Spurs were a juggernaut that season in the West, and they lost 4 games to 1 the Suns. And then, after his stint with the Phoenix Suns, he did go to the Atlanta Hawks in summer 05. He was like one of the big-time free agents in 05. But he went to the Atlanta Hawks where he really made a name for himself, and instantly, within a season, became an all-star. His seasons in Atlanta from 05 to 2012, 20 points a game, 25 points a game, his career high, 21, 21, 21, 18, 18 before he went to Brooklyn. Playoff-wise, they went to the playoffs from 08 to 2012 and had deep playoff runs. His first year, they played the first years in the playoffs with Atlanta. They played the Boston Celtics. They eventually would win the championship that year, averaging 20 points. The next year after that, he averaged 16 in the series against my Milwaukee Bucks. He did big, and for that entire playoffs with Atlanta Hawks, he averaged 17. The next year, Actually, excuse me. Yeah, it was 17. The next year, 18. And then and last year, Atlanta, 17 points a game. And then he went to Brooklyn after that. He was traded to Brooklyn for Jordan Farmar, Anthony Morrow, Jordan Williams, Johan Petro, and Deshaun Stevenson in the first round draft pick. I remember this Brooklyn Nets team was probably, I think it was like one of their first seasons in Brooklyn. New stadium, New Jersey, and all that. I think they had Kevin Garnett, maybe Paul Pierce too around this time also. And Joe Johnson continued to carry his offensive tenacity to the Brooklyn Nets. I think the Brooklyn Nets did get to the playoffs a couple of times during this. I think they just lost to the Heat. He went to the playoffs with Brooklyn Nets a couple of times before he went to Miami. By this time, LeBron was already gone. I think Dwayne Wade was still there. His years in Brooklyn, he averaged, let's see here, 16 one year, 15 the next year, 14, then 11. Before he went to Miami. Because I think he was traded to Miami midway through that season, the 15-16 season. Yeah, his averages went down. But during this time, he was starting to get to catch the name of ISO Joe around midway through it, towards the end of his career. When he went to Utah, that name really became popular because I think it was one playoff series he cooked the everlasting smoke out of the Los Angeles Clippers, a series that Utah would end up winning. And then he finished his career. I think he finished his career with Houston. And then he went back to Boston for one more season. Because I think he retired briefly after the 18 season. I think he retired briefly after the 2017-18 season to go play in the Big Three tournament, in the basketball tournament. And then he came back to the league for a 10-day contract with the Boston Celtics. I don't think he even scored in that game. But I think after that, he shortly retired. I think he's still playing in the Big Three, if I'm not wrong. He played in the FIBA World Championship as well. So, in his career, he's a 7-time All-Star with Atlanta and Brooklyn. He only got one third team, and he got a rookie second team as well. College-wise, a second All-SEC team. SEC Rookie of the Year, SEC All-Freshman Team. He was also Arkansas Mr. Basketball. Now, here's where I think he qualifies to be a Hall of Famer. 20 points a game. Not 20 points a game. 20,000 score. Average 16 points a game. 5,000 rebounds. 4 rebounds per game. Over 5,000 assists. 3.9 assists per game. This man was silky smooth with the handles. Silky smooth with the turnaround jumpers in the post. He was an absolute shooter. I think his best years of 3-point percentage was the 04-05 season. He shot 47% from the field from 3. His best season from so I can't count that. But his best season from the field all together, you add them all up, was the 06-07 season. He averaged 47% shooting from the field, 38% from the 3, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and averaging 25 points a game. But he only played in 57 games. He was injured for some of that season. He played in 82 games. Trying to think, count them up. At least 5 times. And does he have a gold medal? No. I don't think he does. He does not have a gold medal. He has a bronze medal with the World Championship team back in 06 in Japan. Like I said, I said all that to say this. He's a 20,000 scorer that held his own. He was the focal point, primarily with those Atlanta Hawks teams. I think he was more of a role player with the Phoenix Suns, Boston Celtics, and I think he became the number one option with Atlanta. Somewhat, I would consider him he had to be the number one option with Atlanta. When he got to Brooklyn, I think they still went to him a lot, but after Brooklyn, his career went downhill after that as he got older. I think by the time he got to Miami, he was already 35, 36 years old. That's where players usually start off anyway. So why not him? Why not having Joe Johnson in the Hall of Fame? Unless he's not qualified to be in the Hall of Fame. If they count the Big Three as a professional league, then I guess not. That's if they do count it towards the Naismith Hall of Fame. But if not, he should be a Hall of Famer before Draymond Green. Come on now. It's ridiculous. At least Joe Johnson can lead a team. Has Draymond Green ever led a team? No? No. That's all I gotta say, folks. Tell me what you guys think.